Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday morning, February 8th. We're looking at Window Traders' market profile of the ES and NQ. So after making new highs yesterday in both these indices, market's digesting a bit. As you can see inside the upper distribution, we have a wide overnight point of control, 18 wide. We had our 9 wide POC yesterday. Very mechanical and visual where the pullback so far is in the overnight, right to half back and above the single prints in ES, and the same in NQ. Somebody in the trading room had asked me yesterday later in the day, what do I expect for tomorrow, meaning today? And I said, as a day trader going home flat and trying to come in unbiased, kind of tough to answer. We obviously know the market is in bull mode, up in all time frames. I said the main thing for one side is the bulls. The bulls want to defend. Right, they came out of a balance, an outside week up in the ES. They would like to defend yesterday's low. Bears, on the other hand, the Bears have been run over. Defending yesterday's high is kind of, it's not much to it, right? It's not like the market's one time framing down. There's something to really defend by defending yesterday's high. So the Bears have issues. The Bears need to go on the offensive and not defend yesterday's high, but go on the offensive and take back the trend day in yesterday's low. That's the Bears' goal. The Bulls' goal is to try to stay in the upper distribution, maybe hold the trend day, but if they don't, they would like to spend the day in the upper distribution, because if you fill it and come into the lower distribution, then you have decent odds of taking out yesterday's low and at least coming back into balance and then seeing if we could fill the gap in ES. So though that's what I'm kind of looking for early today. Basically the same thing with NQ. They had a very small set of singles. Now remember, NQ does not have a gap. Righty doesn't either. Righty is in balance on the daily still. So a game plan early. They traded all overnight up here, and now in the pre-market they've been pushing lower against this level. Obviously this is now we have 70 minutes to go, but if the overnight low is here, or even inside the single prints, it's a good risk reward long against that, and then you could use G's low as your out. Or if the overnight low is a little lower, you can still front run it and see if they hold the single prints, or if they just fill the single prints and come back into the upper distribution. So there's decent risk reward long down here. Now remember, it's going to be with unchanged value or overlapping a lower value, right? Yesterday the checklist sheet was all in favor of the bulls. Things change now the next day. Not going to have, we start off fresh. So you're either going to have unchanged value or overlapping a lower value. So the advantage for the intraday won't be there initially. As far as a short, well, a couple. If you were to open and take back the single prints and get into the lower distribution and get the overnight low, well then on any push up, at least initially the first time, you can see if there's sellers at the bottom of the upper distribution and half back. You could use that, right? You start getting back into this range, then I'd get out of it because you're going to most likely go to the 9 wide and a wide overnight 18 wide. But that's one short. Another one is if we do push up, you could try to front run the overnight high. That's a better trade than trying to front run yesterday's high because, again, yesterday's high, there's nothing really to defend there. Overnight high, they like to do that. Again, early plays, okay? And then on the chart, I'm just going to show you the daily because nothing can change until the daily does. So we came out of a 3-day balance on a gap, up. The market's up. Bears want to take out yesterday's low. Bulls want to continue making all-time highs. Thank you for liking and subscribing to this channel. Good luck trading today, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.